What's up, viewers, subscribers, and agents alike? It's your boy, Light Luciferian Prince, coming at you. Luciferian Doctrine, you know. This is part 2. I really like to put this energy out to the universe because I know that it's very conducive to the embetterment and enlightenment of people and to who I am and why I stand as I do. Now, people, before we proceed, let me break one thing down to you. In this Luciferian doctrine, there has nothing to do with what your preconceived beliefs, if this is your first time viewing this video, have to do with religion. I told people I will challenge you if I even sent you this book, and I even send it free of charge. If you were to find anything in here that has to do with significant witchcraft or sorcery, I will come pay you $10,000 to your face. That's how certain I am that this has nothing to do with the concept that's been placed out there. Those are Anglo-Saxons who wish to embark upon a path of self-hatred, who don't revere and respect the Creator. That's not what I do. I respect the Creator. I respect the Creator's intent and intellect and how it guides and motivates my daily life. Yes, I am Luciferian. So that is just light bearer. So for people who actually have a dictionary, look it up. You won't be disappointed. All right, let's talk about it. I want to actually talk about this significantly because I know that a lot of people have read it, and I don't want to proceed before certain points are made in response to how this knowledge and this doctrine is to be applied to your daily existence, because this knowledge, once you figure it out, has to be applied. See, this is not a book that you just read and you just bounce around concepts in your mind. You have to bring this into sharp focus, into your reality, to make your reality real. And that's what this is. It's not crazy. It's not witchcraft. It's not any of those concepts. All of those are superstitions that limited-minded people have had to believe in because they have never developed a sense of self-reliance. And they have been provoked through religion to believe into concepts that they know very little to nothing about. See, most wars that were fought in history were fought on things and principles that people knew shit about. So if you lose your life in the physical sense, lose it for something that you can actually verify. Don't lose your life based upon superstition. Trust me, it's not worth it. Let's read off on this high note. Even if the author would die or be killed, if he would be brought back to the world of the living, impose morality upon others, as there is nothing that could hold you back. Your life would be spared and saved by an invisible laws, and you would even live, as there is always a way out of the immoral, even if it is impossible. It would be created, and your only task is to put an active effort into executing what has to be done. When those immoral actions are performed and caused upon others to always act, you have been selected as a person to conquer your highest fears, to put your contribution in, clear the debt you were born here with, which is not in the legal sense, which is a spiritual observation, which is basically your entitlement to your relationship with your Creator. By changing your human nature and by passing the way of enlightenment, avoid to be dreaded by making mistakes, because you will. There are parts of the process. Intentions and being true with the higher actions of conscience only do matter. So let go forever the idea of being poisoned by those doubts and bring morality, understanding and justice upon everybody who are present in your reality. Fear is your greatest enemy, which holds people back and allows the sickness of immorality to spread upon others like a virus that is destroying all of what exists. Number 1, dedicated not only to the universal intellect. From your best and servile soldier ever existing, there is nothing so perfect to please you. So I give you this humble piece of work to express my love that is shared by you for all the things I was able to learn, experience, and receive in your excellent creation. I regret for all the wrong I've done, and pleased to thank you for all with the undertaking of the highest perfection to live up to, following the rules you have set as you have given me life, which is the highest prize gift that can't ever be paid. Oh yes, the Luciferian prayer, by the way, for people who are wondering what I was just reading from. Whoa, people. just cooked your wig on that one. Because I know that people were concerned about, my name and how I attributed this to myself. Trust me, I'm way more in line with the purposes and the beliefs of my creator and those attributes that it has attributed to myself. There's no such thing as he. When everybody refers to the creator as he, trust me, you haven't seen the creator, so you do not know if indeed it's a man. You'll find out when you get there. Some of us will, and many of us won't, because we're just too goddamn negative. Do you know that the feeling for which every person in reality strives for, the one that you have after consuming high doses of alcohol, or which can be experienced through the uses of stronger drugs, it is the goal of us all to feel good. And that's the ultimate prize. What would you do if I were told you that this godlike state of feeling happy, powerful, best, and most loved can last forever, and the drugs only permit 0.01% to the second power of its intensity at their peak level of 100%, that is? Would you like to take action now if I told you that you will be all in the time on now, living it, without the consumption of any drugs after the implementation of this knowledge written herein? Would you follow if you would know that after the realization of this text map fully, you would gain all those qualities for you've always desired, turn your life on to the best of what is possible, and make it a living dream of your reality, having the wealth, the joy, a sense to wake up every day waiting for more of what it has to offer? Would you refuse that? There are many who would. This is how it is. Either take the certainty you have been given by finding this work, because obviously you're on my channel, and putting the knowledge into action, or suffer the consequences of having not. It is your choice only. Your personal work and effort will be required. Let's proceed. I try to tell you people, like, you found somebody who unfortunately, candidly, comes in a different package than those other YouTubers. Yes, I don't have those channel bumpers or those sponsors and all of that stuff. I don't have none of that, because the essence of this is the truth. The preliminary process of change, 0.01, beginnings of understanding. All great journeys begin with finding and setting a worthy cause to live for, the one which achievement would set you apart from others and would create a flow of abundance in your life. If you want change, you need to change. It is the only thing that is required. The rest is only just a follow-up process that might require certain efforts, tools, means for attainment, and this is something that you shall find with the appropriate drives. The process of attaining any knowledge, understanding it with the purpose of its use in growing, is connected with the chakra sphere. First, we encounter fear, which is the lowest, which is below ourselves. Would this work? Would I die? What if not? What if I would lose 5 years? What if the results would be poor and not as I wanted? What if somebody has done a joke to use people such as me for their purposes? And the next step, when it's previously as answered, partially questioned, it is either skipped in a certain way that there are no warnings, red flags, or other means that are sent wrong. Intended or not, it comes to opening its content, taking particular actions, but only to the point of taking a glimpse. Example, reading a few words or either sentences from various paragraphs, or sometimes even a section. You also read a preface and assessing, does it make sense? Other issues that are valid to the person with specific belief system based upon the experiences, however, also temporarily on emotions, state, or all the surrounding conditions. We're rather all emotional, indeed very simplistic, and commonly lazy. As you can see that they're actually driving you to stay home and stay home and stay home and binge watch Ozark. So, to cover our true feelings, there are sources of our actions. Even if some may refuse to acknowledge it, we want everything now. We also want to be seen by others in a positive view, and nobody is really free from the least to the end. Proactive is the next. If the previous has been passed, we're in a state of excitement and want to get everything now. However, the first enjoyment suddenly drops as the reality sets in. more than 98% never really finishes anything to the end. You know? Motivations are high on the beginning, only therefore you might pay for the gym, go the first few times, and end up paying the monthly tariff for a full year, which that was imposed. Only the best who have got a certain brain programming and attributes with all the conditions attached really make it to the end. Also common that many influenced by the lower chakras want to really give it a try. You know, one night stands, you name it. First drug you ever tried, you name it. It is what it is. That is on the side of recipe for failure expectation. Indeed, 95% of them with such an approach resigns, as they are easily swallowed by the unimportant, predominantly tasks of everyday life. Therefore, only few succeed in life, that those who have put their life at the stake to win it in a way that you have applied it, that's all that's required for the purpose of achievement. Under it's done as such by you, let's proceed. So you see, basically the only difference between those who made it really in life are the ones who made a conscious decision to do that. They would do whatever necessary, not saying do anything, whatever necessary to succeed, and it's done by them until the very end. Most resign as there are no benefits in the short term. The process is hard and there are no shortcuts. But it's only valid to those first 5 years and everything is already ready to give you. But you firstly need to be prepared. Would you make such a decision or would you choose not to? It's up to you. It would only come after you until you would, and the confidence exists that there is stronger in every step that you take. That this is the way, and the track needs to be done firstly by allowing a tiny bit of faith, then applying it to the actions and knowledge gained to proceed. The time required with those efforts and when in the period qualities, philosophy, all the wisdom, skills, and merits that would make you a living success and a glowing example of accomplishment. Therefore, if you would act as others with similar thought and participation, you will also have the things that others have, and the last would be rather granted if you would only perform the track. However, despite all the financial gains and having a beautiful wife, home, car, and all the other stuff, you probably will be somewhere along the way to find that beyond of what you have achieved in your life and the things that you have acquired, there is something lacking in it, and that there's a hole that is so big, either you would probably not be able to identify as the causes behind. A happiness would be lost when you would really get to this point, and probably you would see all the things you've been striving for has no value really, as there is no fulfillment in having all those things, as they are just simply things. You're conditioned to be wary about intentions of others and aren't really assessing that a message here contained may be 100% accurate and serve for the purposes and your purposes for true as a real deal. We're conditioned that people always want to use us, to be cautious of them, their intentions, to assess the situation, and put everything into a disbelief, even if the evidence is staggering. No one really seems to know that no one might not act into taking a financial gain from the actions pursued, as most of the people who think so, blinded by the monetary do. See their reflection of thinking upon others. Firstly, there's an idea. Where is the minor rest? Although very rarely, usually might have a completely different point of perspective and set of values, and therefore thinking due to their expensive knowledge and understanding. The one would not be known as to you as benefits, and in result, you will be completely denied and leave, or rather become open to what they have to say, as they might have known more and most of the important things that may be potentially envisioned by you without this wisdom. The reason why I'm walking you through this doctrine is because I want people to understand the broader aspect of what life really is. See, if you live life for things, that's all you'll ever have. Things. What is the fulfillment? What is your purpose? Most people come to my channel and they also email me and they say, well, how do I know that this works? Use it. Why don't you give it a try? Stop getting into the objective idea that someone's out to get you. You know, I know a lot of people who say, I went on these channels, I've been on these different channels, whatever the case may be. I get that. That's perfect. But you have to take it into consensus that I'm not those people. You know, I'm not those people. What I provide is raw intellect. If you want it, great. If you don't, if you want to be a hater, I don't care. I'm not focused on you. I'm not paying you no attention. Trust me. Even in the comment section, people leave negative comment. Listen, I remove you and I put you out. Simple. I don't have time to entertain that because I function here on a different frequency, in a different range, in a different intellect. I'm not going to be reactive. I'm proactive. I'm not reactive. It's a big difference. Invisible laws that work in this reality guarantee that if a person responsible for the intentional harm or serving an immoral cause would even achieve his goals, he would be severely punished in time that would be quite extended to not influence the free will. So yes, always be careful, but predominantly understand that in this realm, there's really nothing you need to be afraid of. Acting immoral is the worst possible outcome that would be served back upon all people who do such upon others through their actions. This physical world is merely an expression of those hidden and working behind the curtain laws, which enforce always with no intentions, but by the consistent nature to perform and forever perform similarly as pre-programmed machines. You can't escape. You better understand it. Nature is your enemy, who needs to be conquered as all is wrong. It should not, however, be perceived that as, but rather as a crucial point of reference of what is bad. Natural, pre-built, in us drives and programming that we have got on this birth. Like example, comparing ourselves to others, seeing what they've achieved, what they have, how much better they are from us in a certain way, but also feeling that somebody is wrong without the preemptive test of this knowledge. Sometimes beyond our understanding, we tend to reject the last, needs to be dealt with immediately. Right now, drop then any unbeliefs, superstitions, as I said in my previous video, or even things like judging, prejudice, or any others towards this work. It's all a false comprehension. Isn't it possible to be overcome in those categories or set of values due to things that you were blinded by? You can run, but you won't escape from it, so it's better to do the right thing now. As this is the moment, all in order to get a deeper understanding, to experience the change as fast as early as possible, to rip the gains, leaving all the hesitations behind, and to abandon the old ways of looking and judging this reality. By implying your ego in this process or any other, you're blocking yourself the ability to receive and stopping all that is and wants to become a part of your reality. Let it all go. Just enter the process with faith of a child with no understanding, beliefs, and knowledge. Trust it. Those who do as such win. Those who don't, their ego might be a winner, but they would eventually lose, as your problems will always come back in time. Because of this cause, which weren't changed, in simpler terms, is and has always been hated by everyone to acknowledge, but it's the truth. There's only one way to happiness, and it is the way here presented. You would need to find it on your own with the use of the tools, methods, and all the knowledge that is demonstrated as being the most important in your existence. You can't simply be told what to do, and it's impossible to change a person only by doing so. Permanent adaptation is only achieved when you understand why the actions performed are hurting you, what to do to change them, and it needs to be presented in an approachable, straight, and easy manner. The work needs to be done only in a manner compatible by the person who lacks, have the will and desire to become the best self, and therefore gaining by his actions, consistent with existing laws, all the expected and search values, things, and qualities in your life. You might also wonder why, if I have found and invested time into finding the most secretive and elite knowledge existing, to share it with anyone. Why not just go use it, hide it, and become the best, gaining all for myself that exists, which is what some of these people do on these channels. Well, it's again nature, to get all for ourselves. The natural will to receive, not to bestow. Drive that needs to and would be conquered in the process, as it is the main enemy of any receival. Essentially, there's a need to understand that when others succeed, you're also winning, as they, by their work, are improving your life. Imagine that everyone who has always known you has gotten money. Knowledge combined with a deep understanding is highly moral, so he can always be trusted with your life, always to help you advance. Wouldn't it be a great thing to experience? Know that spoils of their success would be yours also from the very definition, so you will also become more powerful. And I'll leave it at that. It's your boy and light Luciferian Prince. You know what I'm saying? I know the name might have scared you people in the beginning, but I'm not that kind of person. You know, I'm not the kind of person. I'm one of the people, one of the few, you know, that actually exists in its existence currently, that have no qualms or problems of telling you the truth. And if you don't like it, fuck you. Bluntly placed. I don't care. These are tools for life, but they don't get views. You know, you put a ratchet broad up there twerking, or you put some hood dudes up there fighting, millions of views in no time. You know what I'm saying? This right here probably will progress. Maybe about a month, you know, 1,000 views. Who cares? But it's only for a few anyway. So I'm here. I'm not here for the many. I'm here for the few. You know what I'm saying? And agents, please do not contact me. Do not contact me. Don't. Because I'm not going to respond. That's just the way it's going to go. Period. Y'all be safe. And, you know, stick tuned. Part 3. Part 4, 5, 6, and 7. Because it's going to be a continuing series. Straight is what it is. And agents, it's Saturday. Get the fuck off my shit. Yeah. Peace. I love y'all. Take care.